Hello, my lovely friends. It is Tuesday, and I am bringing you another process video for my empty box series. And I'm just showing you some of the papers that I grabbed from my stash, and I don't end up using all of them. In fact, I only used two of those three because I kind of came up with an idea on a way to use quite a bit of these chipboard hearts that I had in my empty box. And I also grabbed one of these 6x6 pieces of paper from Paige Evans, Turn the Page, that's in my empty box. And I'm going to show you how I just layer up my photo with those papers as backing. Now, I really do like this yellow background paper. It is I want to say it is Brandon O'Neill, and it was a Webster's Pages paper, and I can't remember. I think it was Colorful Life or Life is Beautiful, something like that. But I thought it was very soft, and it does have some white, almost like a smear of color up in that upper right hand corner, and I thought I might get a little bit of mixed media with this, but then I changed my mind because in my empty box I had a ton of these Pink Fresh Indigo Hills hearts, and I guess I had received one in a kit and one in my stash, one that I had purchased or something, when Pink Fresh was fairly new. So I decided I am going to try and use up all of those hearts. And the best way to do that is to make a big circle all the way around my photo, which is exactly what I'm doing here. I'm just going to take a white gel pen, and the white does not show up barely. I mean, you really have to look for it, and that will help me line up where I'm going to stick all of those hearts. So this did take a little bit of time, but I think the outcome was well worth it, and it did use up every single one of those hearts that I had on those two pages of chipboard. So that tag that you see there was also in the empty box. It is from a Maggie Holmes collection, and it was just kind of sitting in the bottom of the box, and I thought that it went perfect with the colors in these hearts and in that double dot paper. This photo is a picture of my scrap desk and how messy it can be, but I had just made this cover for it that looks like wood plank, and it's actually vinyl, and I had a video on how to do that. Just vinyl over foam board, and that way you can just clean it right up. It doesn't matter if you get paint on it, it just wipes right off. It's turned out to be a wonderful addition to my scrapbook room. Although my tables are all glass top, I still don't like the hassle of having to constantly scrape and clean with an X-Acto for when I get paint and get messy. So this little vinyl top just turned out to be a perfect little DIY project, and I really enjoy it. So I wanted to take a picture, and I wanted to scrapbook it. Of course, I'll do my journaling on the back. And if you haven't had a chance to see my update on the empty box series, I do have a video from February 17th, I believe. This is coming out on the 22nd. So the 17th, I think I went over what was left in the box, and it's not very much. It's compared to what it was. I mean, it was super full. You couldn't even close it. So yeah, I've made quite the dent in my box, and I've still got about 6 weeks to go. So the countdown is almost there. We're almost to the countdown of 30 days. I also grabbed some twine from my stash and added that to the label. And I love that blue label. It's so pretty. I love the florals. But see how I just made a circle of all of these hearts? I just love how that turned out. And I'm also going to do some additional, believe it or not, I'm going to do some additional embellishing and use up some more of my goodies from the box. So I didn't bore you with watching me glue every single one of those hearts down. but I did glue them down just for safety. It's funny because one of the chipboards had 0 sticky left to it, and the other one was super sticky, but I don't trust long-term, especially when it's a lot of little hearts like this. I'm like, no, I'm gluing these all down. So I took the time to do that. And now I'm just going through some of the Indigo Hills ephemera and interviewing where I would like to place some of those elements. Now, those were not in the empty box. I actually pulled those from my stash because I knew I had them in my stash, and for whatever reason they never made it into the empty box. But you know, they matched the hearts perfect, which were in the empty box, so you know, I thought I've got to use it. So that way that I have the simple life, and this way for good vibes or cool vibes, I guess, I'm gonna end up changing that a little bit. The little cluster that I am making up on the right of the picture there is going to stay just as it is. It's just a little floral and a circle with florals, and then a circle that says, yeah. So I did trade out those labels for that circular label, and I think it says, make your everyday amazing. And then I love the word beautiful and how it nestles right there at the bottom of the page. And that is going to be my title. So I have these old chipboard pieces that I'm never going to use, so I just use them to pop up this label, this circle label. And I had also pulled a couple of items from the empty box, just some additional labels that were down in the bottom of the box. One of them is a citrus twist cut apart that says good intentions in the blue, and then the one below it that's a little larger says crafted just for you. And I tucked a couple of those Indigo Hill ephemera pieces behind it, so it looks like they're kind of sitting up and growing out of the label. And I do end up popping up that one little piece. I wanted it to be it was hung up on the heart anyway, so I wanted it to be dimensional. So I'm just securing everything down. At the end of this, I am going to finish up with some white acrylic paint that I just watered down. And I love this layout. I think I used a ton of my chipboard hearts that I didn't know what I was going to do with them. When I originally got some of that collection, I didn't realize it had so much of the lime green and gray. It's just kind of a funky little mix of colors, and so I never could find a layout that I thought, oh, this would be perfect. But when you're trying to use your stash and empty a box, you come up with unique ideas, and that's exactly what I think I've done here. I came up with some unique ways to use those hearts, and I also added a little blue polka dot bow from Cheeky Studio. And I'm going to trim off the bottom of this layout and go ahead and add my white acrylic paint splatters. So I don't know how long you've been following me. If you're new here, I want to say welcome and please subscribe. If you have been following me for a while and you're one of my regular subbies, then I really appreciate you watching, and I'm going to have more layouts for you very soon. I've been putting them out on a regular basis, and I'm trying to stay ahead because I do have the Scrapbook Expo that I will be attending, Friday and Saturday of this week. So I'm excited about that. And as I've said in a couple of other videos, if you are part of the Facebook group, the Cheeky Studio Facebook group, or you watch me on YouTube and you make it by the booth, then I would love the Cheeky Studio booth. I would love to give you a free little goodie. So make sure you find us and say hello. I would love to meet you. So that's going to wrap it up. I'm super tired. It's late at night. It has been freezing here all day. It's actually been freezing rain. And Bab is out of town. So I've gotten a lot of scrapbooking and cheeky organizing and prepping for this expo. And it's been a good day. So I really hope you've had a great day too. I will talk to you soon. Ta-ta for now. Bye.